This is a presentation of the Community Legal Clinic of York Region regarding housing and the COVID-19 pandemic. This presentation contains general legal information for tenants in York Region in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. It is not intended to be used as legal advice for a specific legal problem. If you are facing problems with your tenancy, please contact the Community Legal Clinic of York Region or your local community legal clinic. The information in this presentation is current only to its publication date. This presentation will review changes in process regarding evictions and landlord and tenant board hearings, as well as tenant rights during the COVID-19 pandemic with respect to illegal lockouts, maintenance, repair, and house sales, as well as tenant obligations regarding rent payments and dangerous activities. This presentation also touches on tenant resources and the change in operations of the Community Legal Clinic of York Region. Effects on evictions. The Landlord and Tenant Board is suspending the issuance of eviction orders, although exceptions may be made for urgent issues of a serious nature. The enforcement of eviction orders by the Court Enforcement Office or Sheriff is also suspended until further notice. However, the Superior Court can grant exceptions in exceptional circumstances. Eviction orders already filed with the Sheriff are postponed and cannot be enforced until further notice, subject to Superior Court exceptions. After the suspension expires, it is possible that the Sheriff may begin to enforce evictions without further notice. Effects on Landlord and Tenant Board hearings. Frontline counter service at the LTB is currently closed. Eviction hearings will not be scheduled or heard, and eviction orders will not be issued except in urgently important cases. All previously scheduled eviction hearings and in-person hearings are postponed. Incoming applications will continue to be accepted and processed. However, tenant applications related to illegal lockouts and urgent landlord applications will be prioritized for the time being. Tenant applications that were scheduled to proceed by telephone or in writing may continue. Orders for these matters will be issued. All limitation periods, which is the time in which a legal proceeding may be started, have been suspended by Order or Regulation 73/20. Tenants can visit tdc.acto.ca or call 1-877-374-0391 to get Tenant Duty Council help if they have a hearing at the Landlord and Tenant Board. Tenant rights regarding illegal lockouts. The Landlord and Tenant Board must authorize all evictions, and the Sheriff has the sole authority to carry out evictions of tenancies protected by the Residential Tenancies Act. Landlords cannot carry out evictions themselves, with or without an order. If tenants are illegally locked out, or are being threatened with a legal lockout, they can call the Rental Housing Enforcement Unit, a group of provincial officers charged with enforcing the Residential Tenancies Act. The RHEU has made illegal lockout cases a priority during this time. Landlords who illegally lock out tenants during this time can expect to face serious consequences. If tenants are being imminently or actively locked out of their home, they can contact the police to help keep the peace. Tenants should also contact their local legal clinic to file an urgent tenants' rights application to be reinstated in their home. Tenant rights regarding maintenance, repair, and house sales. Landlords remain responsible for providing and maintaining the rental unit in a good state of repair, fit for habitation, and in compliance with health, safety, housing, and maintenance standards. Landlords and tenants can work together to observe proper hygiene and social distancing advice during maintenance calls. The Landlord and Tenant Board continues to process applications not related to evictions, including all tenant applications. Hearings may be held in writing or by telephone. All limitation periods have been paused, including for tenant applications. Ontario Regulation 82/20, as amended, now prohibits open houses for real estate sales. Real estate showings are still permitted under the Residential Tenancies Act. The Ontario Real Estate Association, however, states, quote, "It is time to stop all face-to-face business, including open houses and in-person showings, especially in cases where a property is tenant-occupied." End quote. Tenant obligations regarding rent payments and dangerous activities. The suspension of evictions does not suspend a tenant's obligation to pay rent. Tenants should continue to abide by the terms of their rental agreements to the extent the pandemic makes possible. Ontario Premier Doug Ford stated on March 26, 2020, that those tenants that can truly not afford to pay their rent, along with their other expenses, should not prioritize rent. However, no mechanism has been proposed to allow this. The Landlord and Tenant Board will continue to hear eviction applications regarding serious illegal activity or dangerous behavior, and so tenants should not commit dangerous activities or illegal activities on the premises. Tenant resources regarding financial and mental health. All levels of government, as well as many utilities, have implemented funding programs or are offering to defer payments in many jurisdictions. The main federal benefit for workers who have lost their income due to the pandemic is called the Canada Emergency Response Benefit. Most agencies providing mental health support continue to operate. In York Region, if you are in crisis, call 310-COPE at 1-855-310-2673, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more financial and mental health resources, please consult our website at clcyr.on.ca. The Community Legal Clinic of York Region has changed its operations during this pandemic. We continue to operate however, our office is closed to the public until further notice. The legal clinic is only accepting telephone intakes and are not accepting walk-in clients at this time. The Community Legal Clinic of York Region has suspended commissioning and notarizing services for this period. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and for more information you can visit clcyr.on.ca or call 905-508-5018. This presentation was created by the housing team at the Community Legal Clinic of York Region. Thank you.